I have no candy. I run into the kitchen. I open the fridge. Well, anyone that knows me knows that I have no willpower. So I never have anything in my fridge because I'll eat it all. So there's like 1 string cheese, 4 Yoplait yogurts. It's usually the key lime because I don't like the key lime, but those ended up in the bunch. I passed out the fucking yogurt and string cheese. Okay.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
Hi, welcome everybody to the Calm Down podcast.
Hey.
We are taping this on a Monday like we always do.
Yep.
So it is the first time that Erin and I have spoken to each other today, which is actually good for you guys because then we're going to just get into all the things. I am going to probably have this podcast interrupted 10 times because I am doing not construction. She's writing it down, right? Whatever. I'm doing household chores and maintenance, including stripping all of the fences around my house. There's like little spots of erosion because they're on a black fence, and I'm a psychopath, and my parents are coming to visit me in a week and a half, and I know my dad will look at that, and then he will privately think to himself, this kid is not keeping up on maintenance around the house, and I have not taught her anything in life. So I have every little like to-do list thing I have on my house, I'm doing it because I want him to come, and then I want him to think to himself, I raised her the right way. She's maintaining her house, because my dad would always stress this to us. Like, if you save your money and you buy your house, you need to take care of it. And so all I think about when he's here is like, okay, he's going to look at that. He's going to look at that in a good way. But yeah, this house is going to be like, Erin, remember when you're like, is this thing for sale? Because it's going to look like it's
so nice. I love your house. So,
it's an
interesting conversation because as I'm adjusting my weight, my hip hurts. It's an interesting conversation.
I have those shorts. I should go put it on and we should match.
I know. It's kind of cute. Like I'm wearing a great sweatsuit from Legends. I love their stuff. But it looks like you dropped Cabernet all over this puppy or Pinot Noir. Yeah,
which works well for us.
Perfect. But it's an interesting question that you bring up or topic that you bring up about parents coming. I think mom and dads, when they come to visit you at your place, they like things to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they're proud of you. And look, like your house is so beautiful. And I feel like your house is very well taken care of. But I almost think they like to come and be the parents again, Now, not like do major heavy lifting or anything like that. But I almost think that's how they feel, you've done this all by yourself. But hey, my parents call me Boo. They would be like, hey, Boo, can we straighten this up? Or how about we do this? I didn't know your parents
call you that. That's so cute.
Yeah. And Ken is Boo Boo. I mean, we are very creative in our house.
No, that's really cute. I didn't know. I feel like I've been calling you that more recently. Which is,
Boo.
Yeah, I don't know, which I've never called you that before, but maybe it's channeling your parents and Paula and Steve. But yeah, you're probably right that they want to still feel like they're the parents. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, so I can't wait for them to come because the last few times they've come, I've been dealing with personal shit and it was all about that. And so this time I get to come. I bought my mom. My mom loves doing puzzles. This is how obsessed I am with my parents.
Okay.
Behind me, there's a table and chairs back there.
Yeah.
They were not there before. I got my mom. She loves doing puzzles. I got my mom a
table to do the puzzle.
So she could sit and do the puzzles at because she just loves it. She's so cute. So she's going to sit over there and do her little puzzles. And then what's also great is that they walk Willis and Daisy. Like there comes a point where Willis looks at me like, I can't go on any more walks with these people.
Enough.
Like they are so tired from the walks. But yeah, It's great. I can't wait for them to visit. And I'm sure I will have plenty of stories from those two beauties. But yeah, I just feel like I'm 40 years old and I still want to make my parents proud with everything I do, like whether it's work or, making sure my house is taken care of. So yeah, I can't wait for them to come. But anywho, that's what's going on over here.
They're coming. That's so exciting.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little bit of cool in the air. I got home last night. We took the dog on a walk and I was like, it's downright chilly. And Jared's like, it's really cold. So, and then when I walked him this morning.
Don't say downright chilly and expect me to just keep it moving. My God, is she reading it? Where's the Thomas Kincaid painting behind you? Well, dear, grab your sweater for our walk because it is downright chilly out there. There's a nip in the air.
I want to put on,
finally,
our girlfriend, Kelly, is such a hoot. She was texting me this morning and welfare check. And she was like, you know what I'd do today if I was you? She's like, I would just turn on a comedy special. So after this, I'm
Honey.
lighting my fire, I'm getting in a blanket, and I'm watching hours of comedy specials.
Oh my gosh. Wait, this is a
How
great idea.
is that? Yes.
That's a great
Although
idea.
my fat ass needs to take a walk on the Strand though and probably get a little vitamin D, but I'm just not, I need a minute.
Okay, you know what I have written down because I'm trying to do a better job of as these ideas come to me? I have written down here, want to be busy and then don't want to do anything. Conquer the world, fuck it. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on this too. I vacillate all the time between like, I am going to start another business and I'm going to go conquer the world and I'm going to have 75 jobs. And then I have the other side of me that's like, you know what I want to do today? I want to sit my fat ass on this couch and I want to watch a Kardashians marathon and I want to watch Lifetime movies and I just want to eat the whole thing of goldfish and do nothing. And so I
feel like you've been doing
that.
a good job of doing that lately. Not the eating the whole thing of goldfish.
I have been doing that too.
I need to do more of that. And I just feel so guilty.
Me too.
Like even
Why do we
today
feel guilty?
where I feel like I don't know because I feel like a walk outside would make me feel better. But today is a day I need a timeout. I need to just do my thing. And I hate the guilt that I put myself through. It's not about looking a certain way, but I think it's like, fuck, I need to be productive or something like that. But I think it's so important for your mental health to just release. And you've been doing a great job of that lately.
Thank you. Well, I've been mindful of it because I do think it's important to just give yourself a minute on that stuff. But then it's this guilt. And I don't know where that comes from. And I need to learn to just settle in with it. So if anyone has any, like a book or maybe another podcast that talks about like not feeling guilty about giving yourself a day, bringing it back to Scott Thompson for a second. My dad always said when I would go home, and did you ever have this when you'd come home from college and you would just sleep? Would you ever do that? Like at your parents' house, like fall asleep on the couch and just like sleep for hours at a time? I did.
Back in the day. Yeah.
Right. Back in the day. And so then my dad's like, oh, you're just recharging your battery. And I was like, oh. And when I think about it like that, he's like, you throw that cell phone on a charger every night. Like, why do you think that you don't have to have that happen?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to give myself the license to recharge my battery. So then I'm a better, whether it's, employee, I'm a better friend, I'm a better girlfriend, whatever it is that if I don't take care of myself, then I'm no good for other people. So anyways, I'm trying to grapple with that. Grapple, is that the right word? Anyways, speaking of books, someone send me a dictionary. How was yesterday? It's Monday. Great. I mean, maybe not a great game if you're a Niners fan, but it was a great matchup between the Chiefs and the Niners. How was your yesterday?
John Lynch is a dream. Saw him, his wife Linda, all their kids on the field. They're a Ralph Lauren, advertisement.
Howie, get in the picture.
I know. John Lynch, a former colleague of ours, now obviously the general manager of the San Francisco 49ers, just truly a dream every time we see him. But vibe in San Francisco, Santa Clara was really, really fun. Just buzzing about having Christian McCaffrey there. Game was a lot of fun until 3 third downs where Patrick Mahomes is unfucking believable. He's unbelievable.
No.
It's like 3rd and 20, 3rd and 11. That guy, explosive plays. It's unreal.
It is. And we were watching, and Sean Payton has told the story that when in that draft, the 2000, what would that have been? 14? I should know this. That draft with all those guys. No, it wouldn't have 14? 18. The Patrick Mahomes draft where there was a myriad of guys in it. And Sean was like, Drew Brees was in the draft room randomly, which he never normally was, but he was there with friends, and he had texted Sean and he was like, hey, and Sean told this story on air, so I'm not saying anything that he hasn't already put out there, but Sean was like, Breeze text me, and he was with buddies, and he's like, hey, I'm showing the guys around, like the process of how it all works, whatever, we're going to come in. And so as the draft is going by and they think they might be able to move up and get Patrick Mahomes, Sean's like, I've got Drew Brees, my franchise quarterback, in this room. And I have to tell him that we might be taking another quarterback, and he's with his friends. And so he went up to Brees and he's like, you might want to leave because we might be getting Patrick Mahomes and I don't want to embarrass you in front of your friends. And he said it obviously in a way where it was like respectful, but like, it was like, fuck. And so anyways, they ended up, the Chiefs straight it up. They get Mahomes, and then the Saints ended up getting Marshawn Lattimore. But Sean said, if there was anybody other than Breeze that like I could start a franchise with, hands down, Patrick Mahomes, like generational talent. And I was watching him. We get the feed in the studio before you guys go on air. So like, we'll just get like different shots that, you guys, cameramen are taking or recording or whatever to keep in the bank for the studio for your guys' show. And so I'm sitting there and I'm watching the feed, and I'm watching Mahomes on the bench, and he's so relaxed. Like some of these guys before the game are like all tense and like look so serious. He's like laughing. He's like pointing to shit in the stands, like just so chill. And I'm like, I said to Michael, Vic was sitting next to me, and I go, Vic, he seems like, Patrick Mahomes seems like a guy that could walk out and just play a game and not even warm up. Like he could have just been at fucking Chipotle, and they're like, hey, Patrick, the game's in 5 minutes. And he's like, oh, sure, no problem. And then Michael Vick told me that Andy Reid has so much faith and confidence in Patrick Mahomes. He lets him run practice. He gives him the plays. He's like, you just run your own practice and plays. Like that's so unheard of to even just like not even have the coach like oversee. And he's like, you do it, because I'm like, that is, I don't know. Anyways, it's such a talent and so much fun to watch, because it reminds me of, and it's, it's a little bit sad, and this is us because it's our generation of people, like, Erin losing yesterday and Tom losing yesterday, and like this changing of the guard where like there's the Josh Allens, the Patrick Mahomes, like there's these next generation of guys that are the Peyton and Brady and Rodgers. And of course, that's just like the natural flow of things. But there was a little bit of that yesterday where people were like, this is like watching Brady and Rodgers is like watching the end of an era, like watching Jordan go play for the Wizards or something. And you're like, no, you want to hold on to like what we know they are. But anyways, Patrick Mahomes, so talented, so fun to watch. And that's the end of my PSA for Patrick Mahomes.
Well, I'll continue the Kansas City PSA. And we absolutely adore this guy. And he's also one that is having one hell of a season, and just we should have a dream segment. Our dream of the week is Travis Kelce. I mean, the guy, and here's another thing, I can like say this. He has become friends with my husband. They were in a golf tournament this summer. So I can openly say, babe, this guy smells unbelievable. Because Charissa, I was texting you. So long story short, Jarrett and Travis are friends. Travis even came up to me and was like, hey, please tell Jarrett I said hi. And I was like, I'll tell Jarrett I was just openly hitting on you. No, but he's come. I do this sit down interview. I text you afterwards. I call you afterwards. And this guy, it's like his presence is just so fantastic. It's what makes football so, it is a gift. It's what makes football so much fun. It makes you just cheer this guy on. It's not for show. It's all, it's real. And he walks in and he's just like this big character. He, gives you a huge hug. You end up smelling like the guy all day long, which is totally fine.
Did we find out what the cologne was?
No, we got to text him. We should text him.
Yeah. Because you're like, I need to get this for Jarrett.
For Jarrett. And you need to get it for Steve.
Yeah.
I walked into our Fox meeting room after the interview, and everybody's like, how'd it go? And I was like,
smell me.
You know how it went? Come here. And I was telling the guys in our meeting room, this isn't awkward for me. Come smell me. And one of our guys that works with us, his name is Jason. We call him Bob. Funny. He goes, wow, that's pretty great. It's great. And he's just so cool, Kelce. He's just a great guy. Smells phenomenal. I love him. I just absolutely love him.
There's nothing not to like about him. And and who he is in an interview, who he is off camera on the field is all the same. And him and his brother, Jason Kelce, have a new podcast. And Travis would also not care if I said this. He said to me, he's like, hey, so Jason and I just started a podcast. Like, do you have any tips for us? And I was like, okay, you're adorable. Like, you don't need any tips on how to do anything in life.
Anything.
But his brother is the complete opposite of him. And they like had this whole rant on their podcast about fashion. And Travis is head to toe, like designer Louis Vuitton, not in like an obnoxious way, but just this like outlandish, like he's a vibe.
Yes.
And Jason rolls into games wearing like sandals and like a t-shirt from 1992 and like these like whatever. And Jason's like, I'm going to play football. Not, I'm not on a catwalk. Like, I don't care. And I just love that they're these brothers and like that relationship and both badasses, both won a Super Bowl and so different. So if you guys are interested in an awesome podcast, they have one as well. So good people. We talk about it all the time. It is, we've done this for so long that those guys become exciting for us to be like, oh my God, the sport is in good hands when you've got standout talent, good people, and just overall, like, don't take it so seriously. Like, you're there to fucking play football. You get paid a shit ton of money and you're good people. He does charity work. Anyways, Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, Jason Kelce, we're in on all the things.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, let me go back to this since we're changing.
Coach's interview. I have also, so, obviously the game was insane. Halftime, going into the half, 49ers didn't end the first half the way they wanted to, didn't leave the field the way they wanted to. That's how I should say it. I'm running. I know that this posse or this fraternity of coaches, the Matt LaFleur's, the Sean McVays, and the Kyle Shanahans, they're runners. And I know that.
Because they're 12. Young.
Yeah, they're 12.
Yeah.
And I've got my Nikes on. I am a little concerned about my shirt because I'm like, I'm showing a little this weekend, but here's the problem. He's a fast talker. He's a fast runner. I don't have time to write down because I'm running. So I'm like, hey, what'd you think? Oh, well, I didn't like this. And I'm like, dodging guys. Excuse me. Sorry, Trent Williams. People are screaming. It's a nightmare. My halftime report, a nightmare. Why? Because I wanted to be like, hey, Kev and Greg, thanks so much. Here's the problem. Kyle Shanahan runs so fast. You guys try doing that when a coach runs so fast and I can't write things down. I know he didn't like some of the mistakes there in the first half. He thinks his defense is playing pretty well, but same thing for them. It's the mistakes that are bothering him. That should have been my fucking report.
Wait, but I'm confused. As I was busy, again, this is what I do whenever Erin comes on TV. I act as if I've never seen her on TV and I get all excited and start recording it. So I actually wasn't listening, which I normally am. Actually, that's not true. I listen to your reports, but not. Wait, I didn't think it was bad. Oh, it was bad?
It was bad. It bummed me out. And then Ronaldo gets on and he's got this whole soliloquy of what Andy Reid told him and blah, 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 blah. And I, meanwhile, still haven't caught my breath because I just hit the leaderboard on Peloton for how fast I just fucking ran. And I should deserve more points because I wasn't mowed over by either an offensive lineman or a safety. It's like there's a lot that goes into that. And I have no idea what Kyle Shanahan told me. So that's when I wish things weren't so formal. Like Terry would have done a great job. He'd be like, well, Kurt, I got to tell you, I have no idea what Kyle Shanahan said because I was running my ass off and I could barely even keep up. Hear what he had to say. I could barely speak. That's what I would have loved to have said.
You know what this psychopath did yesterday? Terry Bradshaw didn't tell our producer, Bill Richards, didn't tell any of the guys he was going to do this. Jimmy Johnson, of course, former, Hall of Fame coach for the Dallas Cowboys. Yeah. Did you see it? Where he held up the book Swagger and then said, we sent one to Jerry Jones, but he didn't say that he got it.
He started the show with that.
I know. What are you doing? He's so crazy, this guy. He just, also they then.
But I wish I had the balls to do that on air. You know what I mean? I wish I had the balls. I feel like you're there. Do that.
See, I feel like you are. The way that you do reports now is way different than you used to do.
So technical.
No, you're not, though. You're not giving yourself enough credit. I feel like you are a lot looser in terms of...
I should have done that yesterday. Kyle Shanahan is Usain Bolt. And I literally had 15 seconds to talk to him because he was doing hurdle after run. And then he's in the locker room. And I was like, what did we just talk about? I don't know what we just talked about.
Well, I love you for acting like you have to be formal. You don't. And either way, it's just a testament to you wanting to be a professional. Unlike me, who opened the show saying that I finally got over my hangover from Thursday. Great. Well, Sean and I got after it. Sean didn't even stay for the game. Sean
Well, no,
ended up
of course not.
flying out. And so Al Michaels kept going, well, there's Drew Brees in the suite. And I know Sean Payton's around here somewhere.
Oh, I
No, he's
heard
not.
that.
He's in his living room. He's already home because me, Andrew Whitworth, Tony, and him had way too much fun. This is, again, why we're swollen. We're still swollen
great, though.
from Thursday. No, it's totally fine. It's so fun.
Speaking of that, do you have an eye patch? Mine as well. I think maybe I should get some sleep. I am not doing
for Halloween.
Well with this. Yeah.
Just the actual eye patches.
Yeah.
You know what? Skin is not Skims. The SKYN. You don't like those?
Mm-hmm. They're okay. It's not that I don't like them. There's nothing that helps you more than sleep, and that just wasn't happening.
But you're going to do that today because you're recharging your battery, sister. You are plugging in and recharging. But if anyone, if anyone does have an eye patch, not one for a pirate costume, but let Erin and I know. I'm always down for that. Yep. Okay, according to my list here, I also, speaking of different beauty things. So this is what I do. I'm the ultimate consumer, as I've talked about before. I just buy all this shit, and then I don't even know where the bag was. I go to the get a facial, buy all the products they tell me to. That bag's still left in the car. I don't know where that stuff went. Now it's hidden somewhere in an extra drawer. Anyways, I stumbled upon this neck cream that I bought many moons ago, apparently, because it was in a drawer that had not. Again, my parents are coming. I'm cleaning. We're cleaning. We're going through drawers. We're finding that stuff. A neck cream. So I've been using this neck cream, and then I think to myself, what's the difference between the neck and the face? It's probably all the same. You don't think so? I think I just I fell full victim to them just slapping the neck complex thing on the label, and it's probably just the same as the face cream. What's different than the neck and the face? What do we think it is?
I don't know. I don't have my dermatologist degree, but
yet.
Well, obviously. But I do love a neck cream. I need to use it more.
Yeah, because I feel like...
Is it working?
I don't know. I mean, I just started using it a couple days ago, but I had said to Steve, I came downstairs and I was like, I was FaceTiming with you, and I had my hair pulled back. I was doing a whole mask, a whole routine.
Oh, yeah.
And then I had the neck cream. And he goes, wow, this is a look. And I go, well, I just put my neck cream on. He goes, what is that? Like, how's that different than the face cream? And I was like, it's a great point.
Back pills.
I got to eat, so I got to take my back pills. It's like, I mean, there's definitely probably no difference. But if someone is a dermatologist out there, please let us know if there's certain molecules or whatever in this stuff that makes it different, because I'll keep buying it. Forget I bought it and then buy more of it.
I know. I started a month ago doing a serum for my eyebrows after I cut into them like vanilla ice. And I do think they are growing back. I wish some areas would fill in a little nicer, but I'm going to keep it going and see how it looks.
I have been really into, as we can tell by the caterpillars that are of my eyes, I've been really into a full brow. And I mean, to the point where it look like we might have taken a Sharpie to these bad boys. What are our thoughts on the microblading? Because if anyone out there has done microblading, I feel I'm a little afraid, but then I might want to do it. And is it a tattoo? Is it going to again, I have these things in life. I want to change things all the time, right? Like
you do.
My hair, and part of me used to think that was because I was unhappy in my personal life. So I was like, I want to change something up so I feel like it's new and whatever. No, I don't think it's who I am.
That's why you do that. Yeah, I agree.
It's just who I am. Because I'm like, I have no extensions in right now. I've been trying to grow my own hair out. Thank you. What I should have done, as I always tell Erin, she tells me things and then I, 6 months later, I'm like, that was a good idea. But then I want short hair. I want long hair. I want all the different things. I just get really bored with myself. And so then I feel like I need to change it up. And I don't know what that is. So right now I'm wondering, do I do microblading or do I just keep filling in these bad boys?
I don't know much about it. If you guys are listening and have any tips or good stories or pros or cons about microblading, please let us know.
Yeah.
I'm usually really late to the party on things like that.
Or fashion. I'm really late to the party on fashion too. Everyone's like,
you looked cute on Thursday.
What did I have on Thursday?
You looked great. You had a fun glow. You seemed really happy, even though you didn't feel good.
Oh yeah, because I was hungover. Oh, yeah. There's a little dress. So working with men is just the best, especially when like at this point in your life, like they're brothers. So that dress I was wearing, because on Thursday, like you really only see me from the waist up. So that dress I was wearing was very short. And I was like, it's fine. You're not going to see whatever.
Exactly.
And Tony Gonzalez is so funny because he always has a comment about anything I'm wearing or my hair, or like he gets so weirded out. Like if I will take out an extension, he's like, oh, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry that your wife is a supermodel and has never needed a hair extension. So you don't know what these are, Toby, you cutie. Tony goes, so what are we doing with this dress? And I go, what do you mean, what are we doing with this dress? I said, it's what I'm wearing. And he goes, huh? And I go, why? And he goes, I don't know. I just didn't think you'd wear that on air. And I was like, Tony, it doesn't matter. You're not going to see the bottom of the dress. But it's like,
are we judging him wearing gloves openly? Like, no. So keep your comments to yourself, sir.
Do you know what someone asked me? And again, I don't care because he's like a brother to me, but I just started laughing. I was like, okay. Someone asked me if he had a condition because he's wearing these gloves all the time. And I was like, no, he doesn't have a condition. He's just always perpetually cold. Anyways, if you guys watch Thursday Night Football, Tony Gonzalez, even in a stadium, asked for gloves. I shit you not. In Arizona, he goes, it's kind of cold in here. I said, this is insane. I need to go get you a doctor and check your blood circulation. Anywho.
By the way, using the phrase, does that person have a condition or I have a condition? That's very
tough. I know. How about when they say we're geriatric? That we're geriatric in our age over 35, that it could be a geriatric pregnancy. It could be that you're, I don't think we should go around just flinging the word geriatric around.
Yeah, I agree.
Who's gets to decide? Like what? Now I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Geriatric.
I don't either.
It's very rude. But anywho, so that's what's happening over there. This week we got a lot of action. I'm going home. Hey, I might be able to see your parents. I'm going to Tampa this week.
Oh yeah, I'm so excited about your game in Tampa. Wow, that set itself up to be a real doozy.
Yeah. So Tom Brady and the Bucs losing to the Panthers yesterday, and then of course on the call this morning, everyone wants to talk about Tom Brady and this. I mean, poor guy. I got to figure out what's going on over there.
Where?
No, I mean, it's that whole thing of like everyone wants to do their speculation on stuff. And it's like, if you don't know what goes on behind closed doors, then don't speculate. It's like all that shit. So I'm like, let's focus on football here. So them and the Ravens. So looking forward to that game. What else do you have this week? Where are you headed?
Here. I have a home game.
Oh, that's right. You got Rams Niners. Oh my gosh, you must be so excited.
So excited to stay home. Yes. Although home games are a little different, but yes, very, very happy to be staying put. Nothing is really happening. I was looking at what I wrote down. Oh, for notes. Finding Italy is my new find on television, although it's been out for quite some time. Finding Italy with Stanley Tucci. He is married to Emily Blunt's sister. Adorable. No. Stanley Tucci couldn't be cuter. Jarrett and I have actually started putting it on because sometimes we'll like watch the news while we're having dinner, and that's so depressing that I was like, I saw this on while I was in a hotel room, and I was like, Jarrett would love this show. It's all about Italy. It's all about the great dishes. It's all about the culture behind the dishes. It's all about the towns that they come from. I really feel like I'm getting smarter. Last night was in Naples, and it was all about the pizza and what they put in it. And there's fried pizzas and all this stuff. It looks ridiculous. So
don't you much want to eat the whole time though? You watch that? That would be my thing. I can't watch any cooking show because I feel like I would just want to eat watching it.
Yeah. It's really, really good. He couldn't be more adorable. And then we start talking about, I wonder where he's staying. Like, what fabulous 5-star hotel is he at? Where does the crew stay? I wonder how much weight the whole crew gained by doing this show.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
You know, when you go wine tasting and they have the thing that you spit into because you don't need to consume every glass of the whole thing. I wonder if they have that on cooking shows where they're like, here, take a bite and then spit it out, or take a bite. Because that would be a lot. How long is he traveling around Italy for?
I don't know. I need to read now that I'm actually in this show. Again, it's been out forever. Everybody, I feel like, was talking about it during the pandemic. I should read the press behind this show because I bet it's fascinating. And he is just so lovely. And last night, the one we were watching in the Amalfi Coast, he went to a restaurant that we actually went to. So we were so excited about that. Yeah, it was really cute.
I am binge watching The Watcher on Netflix.
Yeah, what is that? Who's in it?
Okay, so it's a Ryan Murphy production. Ryan Murphy,
Okay.
like American
Yep.
Horror Story. Like he's very, and I didn't know a lot about Ryan Murphy, but like there's like a darkness to it, but it's so creative and his writing. Anyways, it's you can kind of signature Ryan Murphy when you're watching it. If that makes any sense, whatever. Not that I'm some connoisseur of like writers and directors and whatever.
I
but
love when Ryan Murphy starts
Who am I kidding?
shows
By the way,
like-
Ryan Murphy could be in front of me. And like 3 years ago working on Extra, I had no idea it was even him. Like, Jesus, Charissa, where's my flip card? And my, like when they have like the offensive line coach and like the headshots for
face sheet.
Is that what it's called?
I call it that. I need my face sheet.
I should have had that when working in entertainment because I knew no one in that industry. Anyways, the show's fantastic. It's our girl from the White Lotus, Stifler's mom.
Oh, hi.
Yeah, what's
Jennifer Coolidge.
Jennifer Coolidge, great pull. See,
Hi.
again, I should not ever be working in entertainment. She's classic Jennifer
What
Coolidge
kind of
in the show.
character does she play in it? Same?
So she's the
strung out?
She's a little strung out. She's the real estate agent, and it's the whole show is predicated on this idea that this house is haunted. All these terrible things happen in this house. I know they're talking about a place in Connecticut, but they pretend it's in New Jersey. It's like right outside of New York, and it's called something with a W. When I lived in Connecticut, it was where all the rich people lived, not Greenwich, but the other city. Fine. Okay. Forget the details. What matters here is it's very, very good. If you guys haven't seen it, I've got 2 episodes left. And this is that thing where, again, I feel guilty if on the Netflix thing where it like just scrolls over to the next episode and I don't stop it. I'm like, we're going to keep this thing going and I will stay up all night watching it. I might watch it after this. I don't know. See where the day takes me.
Who else is in it?
Naomi Watts.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Yeah, she's in it and it's very good and scary things are happening and I only have 2 episodes left. So I don't know. It's about to get crazy.
So is it a comedy or is it scary?
No. Well, there's definitely like funny parts about it, but it's like a murder mystery / this house has so many different subplots to it and different families have lived here and bad things have happened to these families or individuals and they have to figure out like, are we staying in this house? Are we leaving? Are they going to drive us away from here? Like, there's a lot of different things happening. So I think you'll like it. I'll let you know how it goes. Okay. Cute. Wait, I think we're kind of out of time almost. Oh, wait. Last thing I want to say, because this will air on Thursday and then it's going to be Halloween. On our pregame, you guys are so great to send over questions. Erin told this great story about how she was a grape for Halloween one year. So I need more details in case anyone didn't listen to the pregame, re-cue the story, and then I think I have something else to add to it.
So Halloween costumes.
Yep.
So yes, we were talking about in our pregame show, which if you guys want something fast and funny, take a listen to it. We get, you guys submit your questions, we answer them. And somebody asked our favorite Halloween costumes. Back in the day, it was kind of a Lindsay Lohan, Mean Girls moment. I showed up at a party where I knew that the boy I liked was going to be there. And I was like, oh, this is a great idea. What? Maybe that's why I was a loser in high school. I decided to be a grape.
Stop it.
And everybody else was a slut. And I was so confused why he wanted to walk with the grape or the sluts and not the grape. So my costume was a purple leotard, if anyone wants to not be slutty, and be a character from a Fruit of the Loom ad.
Was there other people with you?
Just me.
You were just the grape. There's wait, time out. That makes sense if there's like all the other characters in Fruit of the Loom, but it was just you. Oh, yeah. Angel. Okay.
Sure. What an outgoing girl. Imagine what all the parents thought when I showed up because I had to sit in the back of the Volvo.
What an outgoing girl.
In the station wagon part of the Volvo because I didn't fit in the passenger seat. So my mom had to just, squish me in the stationary part of
How
the
did the
Volvo.
Balloons not pop? Because
that's
so
why
Aaron's
good point.
Erin's outfit was a purple leotard, and the balloons were the things simulating the grapes, which is very creative and adorable. And I love Paula's effort because I love a homemade costume. And there's a lot. I was every character from The Wizard of Oz. That's not really sexy either. I wasn't like slutty Dorothy. I was like dressed down to my ankles. And my dad made the ruby slippers. He went to Salvation Army and bought these slippers or these red shoes for me. And then he adhered, if you will.
Whoa.
We will.
I didn't hear.
All the... You didn't hear. Do we have any audio on here?
You heard.
Technical issues. Erin and I spend an exorbitant amount of on our Wi-Fi, and then we have to like hack into the neighbor's Wi-Fi. It's fine. Again, so Halloween. People get really into Halloween. You're dressed up as the grape. I'm every character from The Wizard of Oz. But are you... Okay. And I'm going to say, I don't care if I'm judged for this. I think we're far past the judgment portion of the program for this gal over here. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes I turn off the lights and I just leave the basket out. I don't want the ringing. We got the dogs every time the doorbell rings. Now they're barking and it's like a whole thing. And I want to participate. I want to give you the candy. It's just there's so many other things that are going on here. But one Halloween, I forgot to even get candy because I forgot it was Halloween.
Oh, yeah. This story.
And I had teased this on our tease. Ooh, make sure you stay tuned for Charissa's Halloween story. I know everyone's glued to the podcast because of this thing. Jesus. But speaking of glue, I was also passing that out. I forgot it was Halloween. The doorbell rings. I open it and there's trick or treat. I'm like, fuck, right when these cute little kids are there. I'm like, oh my God. So it's the 31st? Oh my God. Jesus. This happens every year. It's strange. So I'm like, oh, hi, kids. 1 second. Close the door. And I'm like, fuck. I have no candy. I run into the kitchen. I open the fridge. Well, anyone that knows me knows that I have no willpower. So I never have anything in my fridge because I'll eat it all. So there's like 1 string cheese, 4 Yoplait yogurts. It's usually the key lime because I don't like the key lime, but those ended up in the bunch. I passed out the fucking yogurt and string cheese. Okay.
Were they expired or good? You think?
Honestly,
we know your
I want to be
track
honest.
record.
I want to be honest here. I'm even honest about lying. Okay. Probably expired. I was like, we promote, and this is what I had to say. We promote healthy eating here. And I plopped in yogurt and string cheese. Boo! Don't go to that house on the corner. They're passing out yogurt. Yeah. So then I'm like, well, fuck. There's going to be more kids where that came from. So now I'm looking around the house. Do I have any gifts that I can give? Because like, does anyone else have this drawer in their house? I have a closet full of extra gifts because when I worked at Extra, it was always the free giveaway crap. And it's like the Bose speakers, this and all this other stuff, right? Where you have 10 of them already and you're like, this is my gift closet. Now, any of my close friends, if you receive headphones or a Beats pill or fucking a massager,
a wine opener,
you know that it was from
with
Extra's
Super
giveaway.
Bowl 54 on it. Yeah.
So I have this closet full of gifts in case of emergency. Well, it was an emergency. So I run up to the closet and I'm like, they're not going to want these t-shirts like this. So finally, I just had to turn off the lights and pretend that I didn't celebrate Halloween. So happy Halloween, everyone. Dress up like a slutty nurse or a grape and we can't wait to hear your stories. All right?
I think you'd be a fun house to do that too, because I wouldn't want your yogurt or your cheese sticks, but you have so many, I'll say it, knickknacks like candles and like coffee table books. Like, here you go. Jared is he's not mean about trick or treat, but you know, we don't have kids. So we like to go to our friend's house who are boozing and there's kids coming over. Jared one year sat there and all the kids that came, he made them say, what do you say? I'm like, just give them the candy. You're not their father. Shut up. And then they have to be like, trick or treat. Now say thank you. Like, Jared, it's enough. I'm getting bored listening to this. People are going to start skipping this house and it's not even ours. What do you say?
Oh, and with that, happy Halloween, everyone. Thank you. Happy Halloween and good night. Enjoy your strawberry Yoplait.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.